Hey guys, so I'm finally home. And I'm just realizing how I don't need some people in my life. Like, there's this person that constantly like tries to get back into my life, and I just feel like I want to start all over. Like, I want to start all over in everything. I don't mind starting over, be it it's in friendships, be it it's in like finding myself or a relationship. Like, I don't mind starting over. Like, I really don't. I've lost so much, and I think like right now I don't need anyone that's gonna stress me, or anybody that's going to not be what I want, you know. And I just feel like I'm good. I could just be left alone. Like, I could just be fine just by being by myself. I just got home and I've been feeling so crappy lately. I'm not gonna cry. I've been feeling so crappy about so many things, and why am I crying? I've been feeling so crappy about so many things, and I think generally in life I've been a person that has had to work so hard for everything I have. I've always had to work 2 times harder for everything, guys. Even the smallest things that you wouldn't think any other person would have to work hard for, you know. And I think for me, losing my mother more than anything really like put me so many steps back. It put me so many steps back. And sometimes, like, I remember during my mom's funeral, I was saying that like I just did my lashes today. I shouldn't be crying. But I remember at my mother's funeral, I wrote something for her, and I wrote a piece for her, and I couldn't even read it because I was going through it at the time, and I think it was still very fresh. So everything I was saying there is everything that I would have wanted to say to her. And I think growing up, my mother and I were not really like best friends, and I think that's the one thing that I fought myself for more than anything. I know it's not my fault, but I've always felt so crappy for never like, I mean, I did try as a kid to get closer to her, but I just felt like she never allowed me to be closer to her. I felt like she was mostly best friends with everybody else but me. I remember at some point believing that she hates me and she loves everyone else. So it's been really hard for me to just be a person and to exist as an individual. I remember her showing up for everyone but me sometimes, and that would get to me because I always think like a parent is a person that brought you on earth, and it should be a person that's always going to be your best friend. Anyways, guys, this is something I should be seeing a therapist about, and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna see a therapist. I just fear going to see one now because I'm alone, so I feel like I'm gonna cripple. Like, I feel like I will sink if I go see a therapist while I'm alone. But it'll be better for me when my sister gets back. She's on holiday for June, so I think it's gonna be better if I go see the therapist when she's around, because then at least I'll have someone and I'm not gonna overthink things. But like, if I'm alone, I think it's just gonna be so bad. But I remember even at my mom's funeral, so obviously the kids would speak at any funeral. So my cousins, by the way, I'm the only person that the only child my biological mom has, my biological mother has. And then Onwaba and the twins are my cousins, but I grew up with their mom. Like, their mom raised me like her daughter. Like, she's loved me, she's nourished me, she's been everything to me. So that's why she's my mom, that's why she's my mother as well, because she played the motherly role. She was there for me during school meetings, in everything. Basically, she's always been there. And I think what I've loved and I will always love and appreciate about her is that she's never made me doubt that she'll always be there for me. I remember at some point in high school, I was in trouble for something I didn't do, and she was like, I believe you. And I think that's what I've always wanted. I've always wanted to have a person that says, I believe you. Like, I love you for who you are, and I'm always going to be there for you, and I believe you. And I think I struggle so much with relationships and generally friendships because I always want to be affirmed, because that's the one thing I lack, affirmation. I never even know if I'm good enough for something, or if I never know. I always doubt myself, and I want to be affirmed. And I think that's why so many kids out there love attention, because they didn't get it at home. With me, it's not even a thing of like loving attention as such, but I just want to be affirmed and to be told that like you're doing amazing, like you're amazing and you're enough. And I feel like the minute I don't get that, it feels like my world is falling apart. So I'm not trying to be with people around me that are not gonna affirm me, because that's where my cup is empty mostly. I struggle so much, guys. I remember last week, my heart hurt so bad. I'm trying to speak, but not speak from a point of hurt, because it's gonna be so hard for me to articulate myself. But I remember last week, and this was not the first time I've suffered with this or I've struggled with it, but I remember last week I was I remember last week I was at like a table setting with all the other influencers, and there hasn't been a time whereby I've been in a room where I didn't deserve to be in a room. Obviously I worked hard, and like I said, I worked 2 times harder or 3 times harder than other people have it easy. And you know what, I've accepted that that's just how my life is, and that's just how my life will be, because there's no way I battled for so many years only for it to go easy now. Because I just feel like sometimes God just knew that when I was like, you're gonna have it hard with everything. So I remember last week I was at a table setting, and there were other influencers at the table. Everyone was there was beautiful, and I was beautiful myself, but I just felt like everyone else had like a connection. Everyone was well in sync together, and it was like, oh, you're a loner. Like I was just the one girl that was on the other end. And I feel like that a lot sometimes, and I don't even think that's the case. I think it's just all in my mind, and I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to solve it, but maybe therapy is gonna help. I've just never felt good enough. I've just never felt good enough with anything and with everything. And it's just like, sometimes people say the most rude thing, like most rude things ever. Like I remember one of my family members once said to me, so here are my hands, right? These are my hands. So one of my family members once said to me that the reason why I would have those long nails is because of how ugly my hands are and how ugly my nails are. I took that personally. I struggled so much with accepting that my hands look like this, because I've been told growing up that like my hands are ugly. And I remember the one time, I'm not gonna say who said this to me, but the one time someone very special to me said to me that like when I was a kid, they compared my skin tone to someone else's skin tone, and they were like, why do I like bright nail polish and bright things when I'm very dark? There's nothing that's nice about me. And I was a kid, and I heard that, and it stuck with me until now. Like right now as an adult, even doing this color on my hands is like a battle. Like I doubted so many times. I always have white on my toes because I just doubt that like I could be like that, like I could look that good. I even struggle with my own looks. Like I don't think I'm that beautiful, and it's just like it fucking sucks. Like it sucks so bad. Even with friendships, I think I always expect my friends to overcompensate themselves, and it's just not fair. It's not fair on anyone. I always expect my friends to overcompensate, and I always expect my friends to always be there, but that's not the case. That's so unrealistic, because I'm not always there for them as much as they can't always be there for me, and that's just how life is. I just feel like that did so much damage to me, and now my mom is no more. And I can't even fix that. Like, all we lost, there's nothing that could ever bring her back. And then I could fix my mistakes. Maybe she wasn't in a position where she could try and fix things in between us. But I saw everything. I experienced everything. The least I could have done was to speak to her about how I felt about things. And I didn't. I didn't speak to her about it because I've always been so scared that it's going to hurt her feelings more than it hurt mine. And I think that's what like caring for someone means. I've always been so scared if I open up to her about things that happened to me as a child, she's gonna feel like it's her fault, and they will probably hurt her more than they hurt me. And I carry so much childhood trauma. Like I carried so much, and I carried around, and I just feel like life is flipping hard. Life is flipping hard, dog. Like It's so hard for me to get anything from like a simple job like that I'm qualified to do. I won't be the girl that gets it. Like, I always go for interviews, I'll be in the top 2, I'll be in the top 3, but never the girl that actually gets the job. When it comes to auditions, I recently auditioned. I've auditioned for the rest of my life, and I've always gotten called back, be it was a year later, 2 years later, but it's always like, oh hey, so we have closed auditions. And then when I go, it's like, oh, you've made top 2, but I'm never the one that wins. Like, I'm always second best, and I'm never like the one person. I don't remember having something that I owned by myself and it was just mine. I'm always compared to other people. I'm always overlooked. I'm always the bad guy. Like, it sucks. Okay, I wasn't supposed to cry on this video. Like, why did I cry? Like, I'm sorry guys, like, I wasn't supposed to cry. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna post this because wow, it sucks so much, and grief sucks so much. Grief sucks so much because one day you're okay, you're doing well, the next day you feel really down bad. And I think I'm just so grateful that I have Zianda, because Zianda went through everything I'm going through or similar, because she lost her mom. So I always use her as a point of reference. I don't even think that's fair. Like, I don't even think that's fair, because I probably trigger her. And I've never thought about this. That's so selfish of me. I probably trigger her. I probably trigger her so much because her wound is safe as well. I can't believe how inconsiderate I've been. But grief is so hard. It sucks so much. Sometimes I crave to dream about my mom, maybe to see her smiling or something. And most of the dreams that I have about her or of her are never like clear. Like, I'll wake up and I would have forgotten the dream. And all I crave is to just see her smile, and for me to know that, okay, at least she's happy. Because I think like for the past 2 years especially, our relationship has been strained so much because she's been so sick, and I've been walking on a glass when it comes to her, because I've just been so scared because of how sick she was. And seeing her like that image, like, it'll never go away. And that's why I crave so much to just see her smiling, to dream about her happy. And more than anything, I just want her soul to rest in peace, and for her to know that I'll keep on pushing, and that I love her, and that I'm sorry that I didn't speak to her about things that like I was supposed to have spoken to her about when she was alive. But more than anything, I pray for healing. I pray for healing. And I have shut everyone out so many times, especially when it comes to my siblings. I think I've shut my sister out so many times because I just don't want her to go through what I'm going through, or I don't want to trigger her, or I don't want her to like most family members, I don't want to trigger them, or I don't want anyone feeling sorry for me, or I don't want anyone feeling like I'm strong, because I feel like that's what most of our family members feel like. Like, they wanted me to cry after my mom passed away so bad. And I was like, I do cry, just that you guys don't see me cry. Like, I don't cry in front of people. Like, I don't just cry. But I think more than anything, God has a reason for everything He's doing in my life. And you know what? I'm doing this video for you. I guess I'm gonna post this video. I am, because in case someone else out there is going through the same thing. Because I remember seeing a girl DMing me saying that she lost her mom a week ago and she understands how I feel like. And I was like, fuck, I feel so bad for you. At least for me, it's been like 2 months. I mean, 2 months is nothing, but like, it still feels like yesterday. It still feels like I'll wake up and my mom's gonna be like, I'm gonna call her, I'll tell her about my day. When I get my highs, I want to tell her about them. I remember when Cinema Tuesday called me saying they want to film, I wanted to call her in excitement, and then I remember that she's no more. And it's just like, it will hit you, like, it will hit you so bad, and you will realize that actually you're alone. Not because obviously I have people that are trying to be there for me, but it's just like, there's nothing you can do for me. There's nothing you can do for me that can make it better. There's nothing you can do for me that can take everything away. And stop telling me that it's gonna get better. Like, don't tell me that, because getting better would mean my mom coming back to me and me being with her. That's what healing would mean. That's what getting better would mean. I don't want you to tell me it's gonna be okay, because it's not gonna be okay. My mom's not gonna come back. My father's not gonna come back. Like, I lost both my parents. I lost my grandmother. None of them are coming back. No one's gonna come back. And it's just like, it's just me in this world. Like, I know I have people that are there for me, but in reality, it's just me alone. And it sucks so much that I have to fend for myself. Like, I have to provide everything for myself. I have to provide healing. I have to provide strength. I have to provide forgiveness. I have to forgive myself. I have to forgive my mom. I have to forgive my mother. I mean, when I say my mom, I mean my mother, obviously, my biological mother. I have to forgive her, and I just have to start afresh. And I have to start afresh. Like it's like a kid who's learning to walk. I have to start afresh. I have to learn how to heal from everything. I have to learn how to cope with everything in life. I won't lie, like I remember during my mom's funeral, and I remember saying that I don't want to live in a world that's without her. Like, and I meant it. I really did. If it was up to me, I wouldn't live in a world that's without my mother. I wouldn't. Whew. I'm gonna try to read this for you guys. Maybe I'll be able to. Maybe I'll be able to. Yeah. I can't believe I just. Maybe I'll be able to. Yo, see, now I'm going through my emails. I'm just realizing how strenuous everything is. Like, this is also triggering me because there's so many things that need to be done and so many things that need to be fixed. And oh, okay, let me try to read it for you guys. I think I'm just gonna do this so I get it. I haven't read this since my mom's funeral, but I want to read it. Let's see, I think I'll be able to read it. So it's tribute to my mother. My mom was such a kind, beautiful lady, not too loud, but had the biggest heart. And yes, she did. That's why she mothered so many of us. She believed in God more than anything. She loved her family. Even on her last days, she told me to take care of Masa, which is my aunt, and that's the one who took care of me and the family. And that goes to show how selfless you were. She wanted to live, often told me how next year when she isn't sick anymore, would spend her birthday and probably do a family trip. She told me that. She said this year, on her birthday, we're gonna do a family trip, which was last month. She had a lot of dreams, mostly based on helping others, especially school children from my rural areas. She wanted her own farm and internet cafe, so she can help the kids. She wanted to live, I wanted her to live, but it wasn't up to me or her or any of us. My mom to the world, she was a person, but to me she was my world. She was my world, she was my precious gift, she was a gift from God. She had so much beauty, she had so much grace, she had so much love, and she had so much patience. She touched my heart in so many ways, even in dark days. Her strength and smile made me stronger. Her smile made me realize I had an angel besides me. She always told me to pray, even when I didn't want to hear that. I can't picture how life is going to be without you. I don't want to picture life without you. If it were up to me, I wouldn't want to be a part of a world that doesn't have you. You praised me whenever I did good. I think the best words I've heard from you, and I'll forever cherish, were I'm proud of you and I love you. And she said this on her last month. She just called me and she was like, I love you so much and I'm so proud of you. And I remember watching the Selima Tunzi episode, and I craved someone calling me to congratulate me. I craved someone calling me to just say those words, that I'm so proud of you and I love you. And I think I'm so grateful for my friends, because they did. Like, my friends called me to just say, like, a friend of mine called me to just say, I'm so proud of you, I'm so proud of you. And I was like, this call would have came from my mother, but she's no more. And I'm just so glad that I didn't feel that gap of like not having anyone call me to say that they're proud of me. Man, I'm so grateful that you gave birth to me. I'm so grateful to have known you. I'm so grateful God saw me worthy of being borrowed you. I feel so sad that I don't get to hug you, that I don't get to have conversations with you, but more than anything, I feel honored to have known you. I carry you in my heart and in all the memories we created. You knew you were not leaving me alone. More than anything, please visit me in my dreams. I love you so much. This just makes me feel so better. Like, guys, okay, let me stop with the mushy. Oh, I feel good. Let me go eat. I'm gonna go eat and have Coke and watch Real Housewives of Lagos. Yeah, we're good. we're good. But I just want to say to you right now, if you needed this more than anything, you're gonna be fine. It's not gonna be okay, and you are gonna have days whereby you cry, but I'm saying you're gonna be fine, because tomorrow you're gonna wake up feeling better. The next day you might wake up feeling more down, but the following day you will always feel better. And one thing you must always do is to decide to be grand. Always choose to be grand. I love you guys so much, and I think sometimes these things help. Like having subscribers and followers that send you emails, that send you like DMs to tell you about how they feel, it helps. It helps, because guys, in life, life. One thing about all of us, we don't have a memo of how life is supposed to go. Like, I wonder what triggered me. Okay, bye guys, bye.